$1. Yeah, that's some lucky shit, dude. No one got that. That's fair. No one got that. All those people there.
It is.
That's amazing.
It's beautiful, but the best part is every element in that home is about promoting health.
That's amazing to me.
Well, and the technology and also learning that when you step in your home, you're either going into a sick home or a healthy home. So on the doctors this year, we talked a lot about how do you make your home the healthiest space it can be.
Yeah, your environment and what you eat literally add up to your life's health plan, right?
Well, and it's funny how I think back sometimes, Rachel, when I went to medical school, you learn about pharmacology, you learn about pathology, but we really didn't back then talk about how do we promote health? How do we prevent illness? And how do things like food help keep you out of the doctor's office? How does your home?
I read about studies like this all the time because of the work I do with kids, you know, and so much of improving our healthcare costs of the future rests in giving good nutrition to every child, kids that are at risk of hunger and kids that are suffering from obesity. So much of it is about what we eat. So let's walk through and help us make some smart choices. We really can control a lot of diseases with diet, right?
Yes, and so this is our little Dr. Rachael Ray Farmers Market.
Oh no, Dr. Stork's Farmers Market. Let me tell you, you don't want this girl doing any doctoring on you.
No, but in a way, when you make food at home and you make it the right way, you are doctoring your family. Don't think for a second that you're not. And
give me that degree, baby. I can start charging more for my food.
So one of the things that I love, and I don't know how everyone in the audience feels or you feel, but going to a farmer's market and going and picking out fresh fruits
it's my
and vegetables.
favorite activity of the week is grocery shopping.
Put you in a good mood, right?
Yeah.
And so the first point that I like to make to everyone is when you hear things about one food being a superfood, yes, it may or may not be, but it's all about, I call it the symphony. If you look at this and you walk into a farmer's market, you see all these beautiful, vibrant colors.
Eat all of the colors in the rainbow.
Yeah, because those colors, those are the nutrients in these fruits and vegetables that provide their health benefit. But for people out there, for instance, who has migraine headaches?
Oh, a lot of people that I know. I get headaches. Thankfully, I don't get migraines, but many of my friends do.
And so first of all, as a doctor, I have to say, don't ever diagnose yourself with what type of headache you have. Now, typically with a migraine headache, you're going to have that pain may start on one side of your head. You may have light sensitivity, sound sensitivity. It's crippling
for some of them.
Crippling, nausea, vomiting. They can't leave their home.
Yep.
So what's really interesting, Rachel, and since we're at the farmer's market, a little asparagus.
Asparagus helps migraine headache sufferers? Really?
Asparagus, interestingly, asparagus and mushrooms are high in something called riboflavin. That's vitamin B2. In some studies, people who have adequate intake of riboflavin actually decrease the number of migraine headaches that they have.
That's fantastic.
And so a lot of things have it in it. These are just two examples, maybe a beautiful mushroom asparagus omelet.
I was just thinking, or egg white omelet. A lot of people are into that kind of thing.
So really quickly, you're drinking tea, super healthy.
I love tea, drink it all day long.
But it reminded me of coffee. And so let's stop here in the middle because coffee is something that causes in some people what we call heartburn. I don't know how many people out there have heartburn, but for people who have heartburn, what it is excess stomach acids basically gurgling up into your esophagus. Over time, that isn't just painful. It can actually lead to changes in your esophagus, can even lead to esophageal cancer. So, obviously a lot of things you want to do, don't eat right before bed, avoid foods that make it worse, sometimes coffee, chocolate, but citrus fruits, things high in acid can increase symptoms. That's why melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, these are all lower in terms of their acidity levels. So if you're a heartburn sufferer, try eating fruits like this.
Don't have grapefruit for breakfast every day.
You're gonna have a big bicep by the end of the segment.
Hey baby, I work out every morning. I can handle carrying these
Should I do it?
No problem. Sure, bring it on.
Are you serious?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Really?
I go to the gym every day, 6 days a week. I only take off Sunday. I think the mushrooms are suffering, but the mushrooms are done.
That's heavy. I'm impressed.
The mushrooms are cooked.
All right, let's move on.
Moving on.
Two of my favorite foods, spinach and avocado. So what's great about spinach is it actually has something called lutein in it. And in a study, it was on animals, lutein actually helped these animals basically shed the cholesterol from embedding in the arterial walls.
Oh.
As cholesterol builds up in your arterial
So if
walls,
you eat a lot of eggs or steak or you're a meat lover, eat a lot of spinach. Will it
well,
help?
not so much that. I don't want to mislead people. But what's cool is this lutein has theoretically shown that if you eat enough of it, that bad cholesterol that builds up sometimes in your body won't build
Gotcha.
up in your arterial walls.
Gotcha.
Great thing about avocados is loaded with monounsaturated fats. So these will naturally improve your cholesterol profile in your body. So to me, they're the kinds of things you can mix in and you don't even know they're there sometimes. So
That's
if you
true,
don't love veggies,
Moms love the recipe we've shown on the show a couple of times where you use an avocado and turn it into chocolate pudding for kids. You just add agave and cocoa powder.
I have in the cookbook, the Dr. Zach cookbook,
Yeah.
I have a dark chocolate mousse recipe.
There you go,
To
with
die
the
for. Avocado's the fat in there. Fat is good. So pomegranate has something called ellagic